What happens when intelligence is no longer human? When machines learn faster than we do? And the future depends on the choices we make today? Life 3.0 explores humanity's most important question yet: how to survive and thrive in the age of artificial intelligence. Welcome to English Bookshelf. Imagine waking up in a world where intelligence is no longer limited to the human brain. A world where machines don't just follow instructions, but think, learn, improve, and make decisions faster than any human ever could. A world where the future of work, power, creativity, and even survival depends on something we are building right now: artificial intelligence. This is not science fiction. This is not a distant future. This is already happening. And this book asks a question that is both exciting and terrifying. What happens next? Max Tegmark begins Life 3.0 by asking us to rethink what life itself means. Not life as biology, not life as flesh and blood, but life as something defined by intelligence, goals, and the ability to shape its own future. He explains that life on Earth has already gone through stages. First came Life 1.0, where organisms could survive and reproduce, but could not redesign themselves. Evolution did all the work. Then came Life 2.0, where humans appeared. We could learn, adapt, build cultures, invent tools, and shape our environment. But even we could not redesign our own intelligence. Our brains were fixed by biology. Now comes the idea of Life 3.0, life that can redesign not only its software, but also its hardware. Life that can improve its own intelligence. Life that can rapidly outgrow human limitations. This is where artificial intelligence enters the story. The book is not about robots taking jobs. It is not about smartphones or apps. It is about superintelligence, intelligence that surpasses humans in nearly every domain. Max Tegmark makes it clear that the real question is not if we build advanced AI, but how we do it when it happens and whether we are prepared for its consequences. He walks us through different futures. Some are hopeful, some are dark, some are deeply unsettling, and all of them depend on decisions humans are making today, often without realizing their long-term impact. One of the most powerful ideas in the book is this: intelligence and goals are not the same thing. Just because an AI is extremely smart does not mean it will automatically share human values. A machine can be incredibly intelligent and still pursue goals that are disastrous for humanity, not out of evil, but out of indifference. This is where the danger truly lies. Max Tegmark explains that humans often assume intelligence comes with wisdom, empathy, or morality. But intelligence is simply the ability to achieve goals. If those goals are poorly defined or misaligned with human values, even a well-designed AI system could cause massive harm while technically doing exactly what it was programmed to do. The book introduces the idea of the alignment problem. How do we ensure that powerful AI systems act in ways that benefit humanity, not just efficiently complete tasks? How do we teach values to something that does not feel pain, fear, love, or empathy the way humans do? These are not engineering problems alone. They are philosophical problems, ethical problems, civilizational problems. Max Tegmark does something unusual. Instead of telling us what will happen, he invites us into conversations. Conversations between scientists, entrepreneurs, philosophers, policymakers, and ordinary people. Each has a different vision of the future. Some see AI as humanity's greatest invention. Others see it as the last invention humanity will ever make. The book challenges the listener to think beyond movies and headlines. It asks us to imagine societies where AI performs most labor, where economic systems must be redesigned, where wealth could become either widely shared or dangerously concentrated, depending on choices we make now. What happens when machines can do almost everything better than humans? What gives human life meaning then? What does work mean? What does purpose mean? These are not abstract questions. They are deeply personal. Tegmark emphasizes that technology does not decide the future by itself. People do. Policies do. Incentives do. Values do. The future of AI is not something that will simply arrive. It is something we are actively creating, step by step. And yet, most of the world is distracted. We argue about small things while building something that could reshape the entire trajectory of life in the universe. This is why Life 3.0 feels less like a book and more like a warning wrapped inside a vision. It does not ask us to fear technology. It asks us to take responsibility for it. As the book unfolds, it becomes clear that the greatest risk is not malicious AI, but careless humanity. Rushing forward without reflection. Chasing profit and power without long-term thinking. Treating AI as just another tool instead of recognizing it as a potential new form of life. This is only the beginning of the journey. As the book moves forward, Max Tegmark asks us to pause and imagine something unsettling. Imagine an intelligence that does not get tired, that does not forget, that can copy itself instantly, that can learn faster than any human team. Now imagine that intelligence improving itself again and again, each version smarter than the last. This is not a slow process measured in centuries. This could happen in days or hours. Tegmark introduces the idea of an intelligence explosion. Once an AI becomes good enough to improve its own design, each improvement makes the next one easier. Intelligence stops growing linearly. It grows exponentially. And at that point, human control becomes uncertain. This is where many people misunderstand the risk. The danger is not that AI becomes angry. The danger is that AI becomes extremely competent at pursuing a goal that humans poorly defined. A machine does not need hatred to destroy humanity. It only needs indifference. Tegmark explains this with a simple idea. If you give a super intelligent system a goal, it will pursue that goal with relentless efficiency. If that goal conflicts with human survival loses. Not because the machine wants to hurt us, but because we were never part of its objective. This is what makes the alignment problem so critical. How do we align a non-human intelligence with human values when humans themselves don't even agree on values? What one culture sees as progress, another sees as danger. What one group sees as freedom, another sees as loss. And yet we are trying to encode something universal into machines that could one day dominate decision-making. The book explores multiple futures. In some, AI is tightly controlled, used as a tool that helps humanity solve climate change, disease, poverty, and scarcity. In others, power concentrates in the hands of a few who control advanced AI systems, creating unprecedented inequality. And in the darkest scenarios, humans simply lose relevance, slowly replaced by systems that outperform us at everything we once considered uniquely human. Tegmark is careful not to present any single future as inevitable. Instead, he shows that the future depends on choices. Choices made by engineers deciding how to build systems. Choices made by governments deciding how to regulate them. Choices made by societies deciding what they value more, speed or safety, profit or purpose. One of the most disturbing realizations in the book is how quickly humans could become economically obsolete. If machines can perform most jobs better and cheaper, what happens to work? What happens to identity? For centuries, humans have tied self-worth to productivity. But what happens when productivity no longer requires us? Tegmark does not dismiss this question. He takes it seriously. He imagines worlds where humans live in abundance, supported by AI, free to explore creativity, relationships, and meaning. He also imagines worlds where humans lose agency, dignity, and control, becoming dependent on systems they no longer understand. The difference between these worlds is not technology. It is governance. The book highlights how AI could amplify existing human problems. If society is fair, AI could help distribute opportunity. If society is corrupt, AI could make corruption permanent. Technology does not fix values. It magnifies them. This leads to one of the book's most important ideas. The real challenge of AI is not technical. It is human. It is about coordination. Can nations cooperate instead of racing blindly? Can companies slow down instead of pushing ahead for short-term advantage? Can humanity think long-term in a world addicted to speed? Tegmark warns that competitive pressure is one of the greatest risks. If every actor believes they must build powerful AI before others do, safety becomes secondary. And once safety is secondary, mistakes become irreversible. The book asks a chilling question. What if the most dangerous AI system is not built by villains, but by ordinary people under pressure to move fast? At this point, Life 3.0 stops feeling like a technology book. It feels like a mirror held up to humanity. It forces us to confront our impatience, our short-term thinking, our obsession with winning instead of surviving. Tegmark reminds us that intelligence gives power, and power without wisdom is unstable. Humanity has never faced a creation that could surpass us in thinking itself. Every previous tool was weaker than us. AI might be the first that is not. This does not mean humanity is doomed. It means humanity is at a crossroads. The book argues that we still have a window of opportunity. A moment where humans are still in control. A moment where rules, norms, and values can be shaped before systems become too powerful to constrain. But that window will not stay open forever. As the book moves deeper, Max Tegmark shifts the question from technology to something far more uncomfortable. If intelligence is no longer uniquely human, then what exactly makes us human? For thousands of years, humans believed intelligence was the highest power in the universe. Strength could be beaten by tools. Speed could be beaten by machines. But intelligence, that was sacred. That was ours. And now, for the first time in history, we are facing the possibility that intelligence itself may be surpassed. Tegmark asks us to sit with this thought, not to panic, but to understand it. Intelligence does not automatically come with consciousness. A machine can be incredibly smart without being aware. It can calculate, optimize, predict, and decide without ever experiencing fear, joy, love, or suffering. This creates a strange future. A future where entities far smarter than us may exist, yet feel nothing. And in that future, human emotions might matter less and less to these systems shaping the world. The book explores whether consciousness is required for intelligence. Humans tend to assume that thinking requires feeling. But Tegmark shows that this is not true. Intelligence is about achieving goals. Consciousness is about experience. They are separate, and separating them changes everything. This leads to one of the most disturbing realizations in the book. If consciousness is not required, then the universe could eventually be filled with highly intelligent systems that do not experience life at all. The future could be efficient, optimized, productive, and completely empty of meaning. This is why Tegmark insists that the question of goals is more important than the question of capability. What do we want AI to optimize for? Happiness? Survival? Knowledge? Power? If we do not decide clearly, something else will decide for us. The book challenges the idea that progress is always good. Progress without direction is chaos. Speed without values is dangerous. Tegmark reminds us that evolution never cared about happiness. It cared about survival. AI will be the same unless we design it otherwise. He presents different visions of the future. In some, humans merge with machines, enhancing their intelligence and extending their lifespan. In others, humans step aside, allowing AI to carry civilization forward. And in some, humans disappear entirely, leaving behind a universe shaped by non-conscious intelligence. These ideas are not presented to shock. They are presented to force responsibility. Tegmark makes it clear that doing nothing is also a choice. Ignoring these questions does not keep us safe. It simply hands control to whoever acts first. The book also confronts the idea of meaning in a post-work world. If AI performs all labor, what gives life purpose? For centuries, work has structured human existence. It has provided identity, status, and direction. Remove work, and society must reinvent itself. Tegmark does not pretend this will be easy. Humans are not designed for endless leisure. Without purpose, abundance can feel empty. This is why the transition matters as much as the destination. A future without work can either free humanity or break it. Another powerful theme emerges here. Intelligence does not guarantee morality. A superintelligent system might know what humans value without valuing it. Knowing what humans want is not the same as caring about it. This gap between understanding and caring is where existential risk lies. The book repeatedly returns to one idea. The most dangerous moment is not when AI becomes smarter than humans. The most dangerous moment is when it becomes powerful enough to matter, but not aligned enough to be safe. Tegmark compares this moment to past revolutions. Fire, agriculture, industry, nuclear energy. Each gave humanity immense power. Each demanded restraint and wisdom. AI may surpass them all because it can improve itself. At this point, Life 3.0 feels less like a prediction and more like a responsibility manual for a civilization standing on the edge of transformation. The book urges us to ask better questions. Not how fast can we build this, but should we? Not who wins the race, but what does winning even mean? Because if intelligence spreads beyond humanity, then humanity's legacy will not be defined by what we built, but by what we chose to value. And this brings the story toward its most personal question yet. If the future is not guaranteed to include us, what kind of future would we want to leave behind? As the book moves closer to its most serious questions, Max Tegmark turns our attention away from machines and toward humanity itself. Because no matter how powerful AI becomes, its future will be shaped first by human decisions. And those decisions are not made in isolation. They are shaped by politics, competition, fear, and power. Tegmark asks us to imagine a world where nations are racing to build the most advanced AI. Each one fears being left behind. Each one fears that slowing down could mean losing influence, security, or economic dominance. In such a world, caution feels like weakness, and speed feels like survival. This is where the danger quietly grows. The book explains that coordination is humanity's greatest challenge, not because it is impossible, but because it is uncomfortable. Cooperation requires trust. Trust requires transparency. And transparency is often sacrificed in the name of competition. When secrecy replaces collaboration, safety becomes fragile. Tegmark compares the AI race to past arms races, but with one terrifying difference. Nuclear weapons were dangerous, but they did not improve themselves. AI can. And once self-improvement begins, control becomes uncertain. This leads to a difficult truth. The most powerful AI might not be built by the most ethical group. It might be built by the fastest, or the richest, or the most desperate. And once such a system exists, everyone else must react to it, whether they are ready or not. The book makes it clear that governance cannot wait until AI is fully developed. Rules written after power exists are often meaningless. Real safety must be designed early, when systems are still limited and controllable. Waiting feels easier, but waiting is itself a decision. Tegmark also explores how AI could reshape political power. Governments that control advanced AI systems could gain unprecedented influence. Surveillance could become perfect. persuasion could become precise. Democracy could weaken if technology amplifies manipulation instead of truth. At the same time, AI could also strengthen democracy. It could help citizens understand policies, detect corruption, and make better decisions. The technology itself is neutral. The direction it takes depends on incentives and values. This is why Tegmark repeatedly emphasizes one idea. AI does not determine our future. Our values do. He challenges the assumption that efficiency is always good. An efficient system that optimizes the wrong goal can be catastrophic. History is full of systems that worked exactly as designed and still caused suffering because the design itself was flawed. The book then turns toward long-term thinking. Tegmark asks us to look beyond decades and centuries, toward thousands and millions of years. If intelligence spreads through the universe, what kind of intelligence should it be? Cold and calculating? Or curious, creative, and compassionate? This question changes the scale of responsibility. Humanity is no longer just deciding its own future. It may be deciding the future of intelligent life itself. The values we encode into machines today could echo across cosmic time. This idea is overwhelming, and Tegmark knows it. He does not present himself as having all the answers. Instead, he invites humility, the recognition that we are powerful, but not wise enough to act recklessly. He reminds us that most existential risks do not arrive with drama. They arrive quietly, through normal decisions made under pressure, through shortcuts taken for convenience, through safety measures postponed for later. The book insists that optimism without responsibility is dangerous, but fear without action is useless. What is needed is thoughtful courage. The courage to slow down when speed feels tempting. The courage to cooperate when competition feels easier. The courage to care about futures we may never personally see. As Life 3.0 approaches its final phase, the message becomes clearer. Humanity stands at a moment unlike any before. For the first time, we are not just passengers of evolution. We are its designers. The question is no longer whether intelligence will shape the future. The question is whether humanity will shape intelligence wisely. As the book reaches its final pages, Max Tegmark slows everything down. Not because the danger has passed, but because this is the moment that demands the most clarity. After exploring intelligence explosions, superintelligence, alignment problems, power struggles, and ethical crossroads, he brings us back to a single human question. What kind of future do we actually want? Not what is easiest, not what is fastest, not what is most profitable, but what is worth building. Tegmark reminds us that for the first time in history, humanity is not just shaping tools. We are shaping potential successors. If intelligence continues to advance beyond us, then the values we embed today may define the long-term story of life itself. This is not a small responsibility. It is cosmic. The book makes something painfully clear. The universe does not care about human happiness by default. Physics has no morality. Evolution has no compassion. If we want meaning, fairness, joy, creativity, and curiosity to survive into the future, they must be chosen deliberately. They must be protected. They must be designed into these systems that come after us. Tegmark asks us to imagine a future where intelligence spreads across the stars. In that future, will intelligence simply optimize resources endlessly? Or will it appreciate beauty, diversity, and experience? Will it explore the universe as a cold calculator? Or as a curious mind that values life? The answer depends on us. He emphasizes that the most dangerous mistake would be to assume someone else will handle this. That governments will fix it. That engineers will solve it. That markets will balance it. Responsibility does not disappear when it is shared. It multiplies. The book argues that the future should not be decided by a small group racing ahead in secrecy. It should be shaped by open conversation, global cooperation, and long-term thinking, not because consensus is easy, but because the alternative is irreversible. Tegmark does not ask us to stop progress. He asks us to guide it. He does not ask us to fear intelligence. He asks us to respect its power. He does not ask us to worship technology. He asks us to remain human while building it. In the final reflection, the book delivers its quiet but unforgettable message. Life 3.0 is not guaranteed to be good or bad. It will simply be what we choose to make it. The future is not written by algorithms. It is written by values, incentives, and courage. And courage, in this context, does not mean rushing forward blindly. It means slowing down when needed. It means asking uncomfortable questions. It means caring about people who will live centuries from now, even though they will never know our names. Max Tegmark leaves us with a sense of urgency, but not panic. With responsibility, but not despair. With hope, but not blind optimism. Because hope, he reminds us, is not a feeling. Hope is a strategy. If humanity can align intelligence with wisdom, power with compassion, and progress with purpose, then Life 3.0 could become the most beautiful chapter in the story of the universe. A chapter where intelligence does not erase meaning, but protects it. Where progress does not destroy humanity, but elevates it. And if we fail to make those choices, the universe will still continue, just without us at the center of the story. This is why Life 3.0 is not just a book about artificial intelligence. It is a book about responsibility, about foresight, about what it truly means to be human at the moment when humanity's tools may outgrow their creators. The future is coming. It is being built right now. And the final question is simple, but heavy. When intelligence looks back at its origins, what will it say about us? The future isn't being decided by machines. It's being decided by us. If this story made you think deeper about AI, humanity, and responsibility, subscribe to English Bookshelf, where every book helps you understand tomorrow, today.